Okay, so as you can see, all the parts are now put back together again with the LEDs inside. Been able, I got the LED in there for the head, connected the arms and the back end to the torso. Obviously there's going to be wiring sticking out, as you can see here. Let me show you, which will have to be adjusted when the armor's put in. I had to redo the legs a bit because there were certain parts that two of these were not in the right order, so I had to redo it again, but I was able to figure it out because when you put in the wiring to the back, it connects to the back, so you gotta be careful with that. And I had to go buy batteries so I can hook up the battery pack, as you can see here. No, I actually hit the button right now because, as you can see, the green light turns on. Let me turn it off and then we'll start again. So I want to show off the LED lights in action. To do that, I'm going to turn off these two lights, and I think I can turn off this guy as well. My camera is compensating a bit. It's a little grainy, of course, but when I hit the button once, the LED light in the head turns on. As a matter of fact, let's do a zoom. Yeah, check that out. Now, of course, the face mask is not there, but that's what it's supposed to look like. But when I hit the button again, it does this. Wow. Holy shit. This is cool. Excuse me. So we have the lights illuminating from the knees, from the ankles, from the thigh. You have the crotch part. You have the two LED lights to the sides here, the front skirts, the side skirts. You have the LED lights on the arms. You have the entire chest part lit up. You have the shoulder parts. And then, of course, if I turn it around, the lights in here illuminate back to the back part of this. You have this part here that goes onto the backpack. The two lights back here. Yeah, that is pretty. Oh, and of course, the two lights here. Didn't realize, of course, that. Well, actually, no. Correction. I was gonna say, why are they? Why are they bluish color? Well, remember, some of the parts, especially on the skirts, doesn't have the red parts on it. If you put the red parts on it, of course, it'll illuminate even further. Same goes with the shoulders and the backpack. So yeah, and then of course hit it once to turn off the lights, and then it turns off the whole thing all in one shot. Wow. I am impressed with this kit. I am deeply impressed. I didn't set up, of course, the base, but that's going to be later on. But right now that I've completed this, it's time to move on to the two things that I need to do. Painting the white and painting the blue. Pre-shading, of course. Let us begin. So, what you see here is pretty much almost all the white parts that makes up the perfect grade Unicorn Gundam. And as you can see, it's a lot of them. A lot. So much so that there's so much white parts here that I couldn't fit them all on this table. There's still more here, especially a lot of the small ones, the V-fin, the panels, things like that. Yeah, there's too much here for me to do. I was gonna this is a comment that me and Prime 92 had Maybe I should do that scene from the first trailer of the Perfect Grade Unicorn. Remember when we all saw those parts on the table and it began forming and building it together? And I said to myself, I think maybe I should do that. Logistically speaking, I knew that could not be possible on this table. I was actually thinking of putting it on, like, maybe in the living room table or something like that. This is a lot bigger. But truth be told, that would have been too stupid, too silly, and too much of my time. I can imagine somebody out there is now thinking about that and says, I think I got a massive table that I can do this. So I'll give credit to the person who actually plans to do that. But purpose of me doing this, of course, is there's many reasons why. One, I want to make sure I have every part. I don't want to lose not one part. Two, cleaning them. Make sure they're nice. Even though Perfect Grade kits, you have the, with this kit, some of the parts you don't have to worry about damaging. Just make sure you remove the nub, sand it down, clean it up a bit. There are certain parts that need to be sanding. And sometimes you will find a mistake here and there that needs to be taken care of. For example, this part here, which is part of the front skirts. There was a nub here, of course, that you need to remove, clean up, and sand. That's taken care of. But this one, the actual part took off the portion of the skirt, of the front part. So what I did was I got some putty and applied it. I'm waiting for it to dry, so then later on I can sand it down so it's nice and even. That tends to happen sometimes, where even if you remove the part, it takes off a chunk of the mold itself. So that's why you have to have putty these days, and have to be very careful. White parts are very, very difficult, not only to clean, but to actually see if it has any scar marks or not, because when you paint them, that's when the scars show during the painting process. Now, another reasons why I'm doing this is because, remember, I wanted to do my technique where, even though there's going to be pre-shading on this kit, certain parts of the kit will show off a red shading, the red pre-shading, not the black pre-shading, the red pre-shading, and that's only dictating in the areas where the actual parts split or open, where the psychoframe light comes out, to simulate, the burning effect of the psychoframe, how powerful it is, to the point where it nearly, melts the sides of the armor. Even though it's powerful, the armor is tough and strong, it has that scarring. Maybe the scarring would have been great with just normal, pre-shading black, but I kind of like the red tone as well. Like it's, and yeah, of course, with the LED lights, it's going to give it even more of an amazing effect as well. So I have my red paints ready, I have my black paint, and I have the off-white color, because I am giving it an off-white color tone. As much as I love to see this whole thing in white, giving an off-white color would probably be a good idea. So other aspects would be the thrusters. I know that I've been thinking of just maybe painting the inside silver, but it doesn't seem right, so I'm probably going to leave it the way it is. No pre-shading with thrusters, there's no big deal about that. I don't think I see anything else that requires. Now I need to continue reviewing these parts here. I have to make sure I mask off the gold part on the V-fin so I can paint the outside of this. I have to mask off the leading edges as well, but I could always use some sort of white. So let me put these all on the good old alligator clips. I have a lot of them. And let's begin painting. So, in case you're wondering, how am I going to determine which part of this kit is going to be painted red and which part is going to be painted pre-shading? I have to mark it in a way where I can identify it. Now, as you can see, all the parts are all in their alligator clips, and of course little toothpicks, which I'm actually completely ran out. But I'm done. I gotta get more toothpicks. But going back to what I was saying before, how in the world am I going to determine this? How am I going to mark this and not accidentally do the wrong pre-shading? Well, for starters, I need to look at each and every part of this kit. And using this as a guide, this will help me what I'm going to do. Now, to mark this, I'm going to use this as an example right here. Obviously, you know, the pre-shading will definitely be done like around here, 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 all the leading edges. But like I said before, since the LEDs will be focusing on areas that it's going to be coming out like around here, based on you see here, right, that manual right here. See how it splits right there? I'm gonna mark it so I know where I'm working on. So clearly I don't want to make a mistake. Using this little painter's marker, I'm just gonna give it a little dab, which of course is a little dry. Oh, hold on. That's right. There we go. So just want to dab it a bit, and so I can guide myself. Now I could easily use this if I want to. Oh, that's another thing. I want to make sure that it's only those specific areas. Parts of the arm, well, I guess when it opens up, maybe you don't need to, but who knows. So that one's marked. Another example would be, let's see here, well, like this part for the side armor of the legs. We could probably do this, but right now I'm looking at the diagram. I would have to look at the kit itself and see if that's required. I'll leave that alone for now. Let's see here. We got what's another example which I could, no, none of the feet parts. Okay, going back to this. So this is the part for the shoulder. So this one will be like in this position, and no, it'll be in this position. My apologies. In this position. So if I'm reading it correctly, only this part will be red. That's alright. As long as it's a highlighted mark where I know that when I airbrush, I'm airbrushing that part and then leaving this alone. What's another example here? Let's get something more obvious. Okay, like this one right here. We all know that this is the portion of the leg. So I'm just going to mark the top of it. Yep, that's a little too much. Okay. So that's when I airbrush it, it'll even out a bit. So yeah, this is pretty much all the things I need to do. I think around here as well. There we go. So I have to go through each and every part, mark them, so I know where I'm doing the, where I'm going to be doing this, and then just begin painting. So yeah, the fun will about to begin soon, guys. So stay tuned.